go. There's the first tick on the index, very quiet, but we like that because what we're doing is consolidating our gains at the 20,900 mark. Mid-cap index is up in the green, 125 points in the green. So the market is abuzz with ideas in the broader markets. We'll get to that in a bit. For now, the big stock on our radar is Dr. Reddy's. It's down 5% on the back of the US FDA observations, and some of them could be severe according to analysts. So Dr. Reddy's is the one that's taking it on the chin this morning, down about 5-odd%. The other one that's getting knocked down is Wipro on the back of another senior exit. So Wipro is down about 1-odd%. Apart from that, names like Sun Pharma, Cipla, so the entire pharmaceutical space not looking that great this morning, just sulking a bit. Then you have, Divi's Labs, Bajaj Auto, Titan. Remember, auto stocks just taking a bit of a breather. It's been a phenomenal run for the auto companies. So you have Bajaj Auto, M&M that are all just taking a bit of a breather this morning. But what's leading from the front is ONGC, up about 1%. Coal India is doing very well. It's been the strongest stock in the PSU basket this year, 60% higher on Coal India this year. SBI is coming back with a vengeance. Tata Motors, Tech Mahindra, BPCL, Kotak Mahindra Bank, Axis Bank, all of them looking quite good this morning. So the Nifty just about consolidating at the 20,900 mark, but plenty of stocks in the green. You were talking about IRDA, 6% higher on IRDA this morning, so there are plenty of ideas there.
Well, that's right, Sonia. Plenty of stocks actually moving around. GMR Infra, GMR Airports actually, where GQG that bought into that stock. So it had a big run in Friday's trading session. It's higher with 2.5% gains even today. GMR Power and Urban, as we pointed out earlier, well, they were looking at, a probable fundraise. So that's locked in upper circuit, 5% higher. Lloyd's Metals, well, they're talking about expanding capacity, moving towards forward integration. The street likes that. Funding is going to be interesting. For the time being, they're saying it's going to be via internal sources. So that stock as well as higher volumes, though, yet to pick up on that one. 63 Moons, well, that's another stock that's done quite well. That's up closer around 5%, moving from circuit to circuit. So let's see how that one goes. Mascon Dock, they won a big order out there, and the street likes the theme on the whole. That stock as well is up by close to around 4.5%. So plenty of gainers in the broader markets. For the time being, the Nifty is holding with a gain of close to around 10 points. For the broader markets, you have 4 stocks that are advancing, for just 1 stock that's declining.
Okay, well, that's the open as things begin, and it's up. The Nifty is up about 10 points or so. 20,980 is where we start the session this fresh new week. Just a few more names. So Mazgaon Dock is up about 4% or so. That's coming up with decent gains. It's got large volumes in it. IRDA, of course, we just mentioned 6% again. GMR Infra started, I think, about 3% higher. It's 2% up. Friday, of course, GMR saw a big move. By the way, volumes today are humongous. It's coming up as a top volume traded stock across the board in terms of the market. Patel Engineering will come up on your screen. Stocks at about 65, and it's coming up with very strong gains. We got Spencer. Spencer saw a very large move on Friday. I think it was about 6 or 7% higher, another 3%. Saregama is another one we should pull up. MK has initiated coverage on Saregama. Stocks up about 3%, at about 382 now. We got, what else? Anantraj is coming up with 3% again, and BCL Industries 4% higher. So here and there, lots of movers. Adani Total is 3% higher. Stocks at about almost 1,200 now. So it's a positive start, and 3:1 in terms of advances to declines is what you've got going at this point in time. Oberoi Realty is starting about 1% lower. There is a Morgan Stanley downgrade on Oberoi Realty. So stocks at about 1430 coming through. Prestige Estates is down about 1%. That note on real estate is interesting from Morgan, and we'll talk more about that later. And I think you've got Suzlon, which starts about 1.25% lower as well. So that's the overall market picture. The big loser, of course, is what's happening with Dr. Reddy's. 6.5% lower at this point, and very large volumes right at the word go.
Even sugar stocks, they're seeing some bit of green. Remember, they've got clonked back last week. Now we'll have to weigh. They're going to be losing out on some ethanol production, but the stocks have already seen a big correction. Though they'll be gaining on the sugar prices as well as the sugar volume. So both of them, we'll have to see how they play out post this big cut that we're seeing in all the stocks. So some green just in the pre-open. So I just wanted to highlight that. And Sonia, what else?
You know, HCL Tech, I was just noticing that HCL Tech has hit a fresh 52-week high today. So it's now up almost 32% for the year. Just pull up HCL Tech. And last week, a couple of days ago actually, Morgan Stanley had a price target of 1,400 on the stock. They said that, if you remember, they announced, HCL Tech announced the extension of that partnership with the Nordic-based manufacturing group. And this could be, there's extended scope of services here, more revenue potential. So at a time when Wipro is actually facing a lot of heat because of a lot of exits, right? Senior level exits. At the same time, you have something like an HCL Tech that's hitting new highs. So I guess it's also important in this market to differentiate the men from the boys in that sense, because you can't just buy anything and everything because the market is rallying.
Absolutely, and that's well put. So we got, 20 points now on the Nifty stock. We're at about 20,993.